Today I'm doing a character build, the Drunken Master. In order to play the Drunken Master, you're going to need to be a Grung, way of the Drunken Master Monk. Before starting, it is worth noting that Grungs are not an official race, so be sure to get your DM's permission before bringing a Grung to your table. Grungs have a strict caste system that is shown via their color. The Drunken Master is a green Grung, the warrior caste. His goal is to distinguish himself to his tribe to the point where they elevate him to the orange caste, which includes the most elite warriors. That, or of course, the gold caste, which is the leader of the tribe. In combat, the Drunken Master is a hit and run debuffer. He accomplishes this playstyle because of the Grung's amazing feature, Poisonous Skin. And I quote, "Any creature that grapples you or otherwise comes into direct contact with your skin must succeed on a DC 12 Constitution saving throw or become poisoned for 1 minute. Depending on how your DM interprets this can mean that they have to make 1 saving throw per turn if you hit them, or it means that every time you hit them, they have to make a saving throw, or they may make it so every person you hit has to make only 1 saving throw. Run this by your DM, but for the sake of this video, we're going to assume it's a saving throw per hit. This incentivizes us to use unarmed strikes far more often than other monks because we want them touching our skin. Thus, picking up the unarmed fighting style via the Fighting Initiate feat gives us more bang for our buck than other monks get from the same feat. Here's the thing though, we want to get in, hit them, spread some poison, and then get out before they can retaliate. This is where the Drunken technique comes into play. Whenever you use Flurry of Blows, you gain the benefits of disengage and 10 feet of extra movement on top of getting an extra attack to spread your poison around. Once you have someone poisoned, this is the time to move on to another target and poison them. The more the merrier. If someone's already poisoned, don't really waste your time punching them, you're not doing a ton of damage anyways. The Drunken Master has strong resistance to grapples with proficiency in acrobatics as well as poisoned skin, which de-incentivizes people from touching you, let alone hugging you. For a bit of range, we can become a literal poison dart frog. Darts can be useful for some extra range or when attacking an enemy that doesn't mind the poison condition. Instead of applying poison, the Grung can make any weapon attack with a piercing weapon call for a DC 12 Constitution saving throw, and on a fail, the enemy takes an additional 2d4 points of poison damage. It's worth noting that spellcasters don't mind the poison condition very much. Spellcasters do, however, hate getting stunned while concentrating on something though. This is a perfect time to remind your DM that you still can do the normal monk thing. Finally, when you combine the most mobile class with an extremely mobile race and a mobile subclass to boot, you get some pretty crazy maneuvers you can pull off. Remember, you can jump massive distances as a Grung and can stick to walls with your sticky pads. Use these in tandem with Monk's phenomenal mobility to pull off some crazy stunts other martials can only dream of. Remember, you have slow fall to land these insane maneuvers, so embrace the leap of faith to stun the flying creatures type actions. Out of combat, the Drunken Master is a pretty solid lookout, though he might be drunk on the job. Using his superior mobility and perception, he can make for an excellent forward scout. Like all monks, Dex, Con, and Wisdom are our primary stats. Our ability score modifiers are more important than our feats in general, so after you grab the unarmed fighting style, go ahead and take ASIs from there. The Drunken Master has his fair share of weaknesses, beginning with water dependency, which means we need to spend at least 1 hour a day in water or we suffer a point of exhaustion at the end of the day. Pretty rough. Spellcasters who don't care about being poisoned can also be an issue for us, so we have to really rely on our stunning strike and hope that our damage output will be enough. Creatures immune to the poison condition or poison damage are particularly annoying for us, especially if they have a high constitution. All we can do at that point is really just punch them. Really long-ranged conditions absolutely cripples us. If we're dealing with flying enemies who are really high up in the air that we can't reach with a jump, we're out of luck. There's really nothing we can do. And of course, as a monk, we're coming with low strength, intelligence, and charisma, all the issues that come from those stats being low. As an NPC, I would use the Drunken Master in combat, potentially with other Grungs. If I were to do this, I would probably make him the gold Grung of the tribe and give him some boss battle music. He's the boss battle of this episode or this arc or whatever it is. In other words, I would only utilize him as an NPC if Grungs were already part of my world. I wouldn't shoehorn him into weird spots. I would kind of keep him with Grungs, though you do you. Do whatever you want. How would you use the Drunken Master in one of your games? What would you do to make them more flavorful or more awesome? Let me know in the comments down below. We are D&D Daily. We release new D&D content every single day, so if that is interesting to you, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.